Hello, my name is Sarah Nobles, and I'm going to do an honorable speech about Pablo Picasso. Here's my audience members. Cameraman count. Okay. If someone asks you to draw a face, you probably tell them you can't draw or struggle with the realistic features. But if someone asks you to draw that same face in the style of Picasso, you probably have fun with it and switch around the eye and the nose and the ear. Today I'd like to discuss the many achievements of one of the greatest artists of the 20th century, Pablo Picasso, whose art and lifestyle could almost single-handedly identify the transition of art into modern times. Picasso is recognized for his aid in establishing the art style of Cubism. According to Paul Tucker in his 1982 Art Bulletin, Picasso took photographs of a Spanish town, and if you compare them to his early Cubist works, there is a striking similarity. Artist Georges Braque practiced Cubism at the same time, and while the style didn't last, it opened many doors for new techniques in the art world. Michael Fitzgerald states in his article in the periodical Art in America that Picasso transitioned from Cubism to Classicism after World War I with a piece that emulated both styles. His known classicist works include The Pipes of Pan and The Lovers, which were both completed in 1923. Picasso could express himself in all styles he tried. Much of the time, his political opinions were expressed on canvas. Dieter Van Zura states in his Pablo Picasso biography that Picasso was most known for his many periods of art. The blue period is one in which he used shades of blue to depict images of poverty and depression. His rose period depicted images of joy and happiness with shades of red and vibrant colors, expressing a happier time for the artist. Mark Harris describes Picasso's best-known piece in his article, Picasso's Secret Guernica. I have an image here of the piece Guernica. It's a grayscale political piece that Picasso did depicting the German air raid of the Spanish town of Guernica that shook the world in the midst of World War II. And this painting is now a internationally recognized icon of peace. Picasso's true emotions were most evident on canvas. In reality, he could be careless and even conceited. Robert Hughes states in his Picasso biography, Famous Spanish Artist, that Picasso was a superstitious man who was rather full of himself. He defied political leaders with his robust personality and his exotic art. He compared himself to God often, looked down on women, especially female artists, but yet his charm rendered him lucky in both politics and love. Marie Wilson states in her article From Obsession to Betrayal, The Life and Art of Pablo Picasso, that the artist had many lovers, 3 of which bore his 4 children, and only 2 were lucky enough to be considered wives. There was no divorce from the first wife because of the French law that demanded equal separation amongst possessions for the 2 divorcing parties. So he waited out her death until 1955, although he still had many affairs with many women between their physical separation and her death. His second marriage was actually out of revenge against the mother of his 2 youngest children. The woman's name was Jacqueline Roque, and she stayed with Picasso until the end of his life in 1973. And some years later, she took her own life, claiming she could no longer be happy without him. Picasso was as human as they come. He was an artist of many varieties, a revolutionary mastermind of modern art, and yet he was a self-righteous womanizer whose most sensitive thoughts existed only on canvas. Picasso once said, Art washes away the dust of everyday life. If you ask me, I think he lived by these words, making them an excuse for misbehavior and apologizing with his art. And pan the audience again. What? No applause?